11-2 last weekend at UFC London. That is how we do it. This weekend we got UFC Seattle, Adesanya main eventing against Joe Pyfer. I'm genuinely kind of terrified for this fight. I really don't want to see Izzy get slimed out by body cam Pyfer, but nonetheless, we're going to go through every single fight on this card, starting at the main event and working our way all the way down to the prelims, and we'll just rapid fire those off as quickly as we can. First up, the last stylebender, boys. Israel Adesanya takes on Joe Body Cam Pyfer. The odds are so close, man. I'm genuinely terrified. I'm gonna be crushed if Adesanya loses this. I mean, I just feel like he's level above Pyfer in the striking department. Like, I don't even think it's close. Pyfer has not impressed me at all in his last few fights. I mean, against Gastelum, he was kind of getting pieced up a few times, so hesitant on the feet, barely throwing any shots, and he was losing the first round to Abus Magomedov before he worked in the grappling in round 2 and found a submission. I don't see how he has success against Adesanya anywhere on the feet, to be honest. He could work the grappling and find success there. It makes me worried when I think back to DDP versus Izzy, and Izzy got taken down so easily, although it was fourth round, tired Izzy, and he kind of Dricus du Plessis just fell onto him, but wrapped up a real rear naked choke immediately. I don't like that look at all for Adesanya, and it really makes me nervous, but oh my god, I'll genuinely cry. I mean, I put together an entire Israel Adesanya career video, and I'm just feeling so nostalgic towards Adesanya now, and I want to see him bounce back and figure this out. I just don't know if he will, but I think he will. I think he's going to find a victory here. I think he can piece up Joe Pyfer on the outside. I think he has the footwork. I think he has the distance striking to keep Pyfer at bay. And Pyfer is so hesitant, he's not going to be willing to blitz in there and land shots. Am I crazy? 100%. Do I feel better about picking Adesanya than body camp Joe Pyfer? 100%. Give me Israel Adesanya, 49-46 decision. Let's go. Co-main event, we got Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. I definitely think this is a big step up for Barber here. Certainly, Alexa Grasso is the best competition she's faced to date. I just think Grasso did not look good against Valentina Shevchenko in their third fight, and I did not think she looked good against Natalia Silva in her last fight. Barber's younger, Barber's hungrier, Barber has more on the line here. Alexa Grasso has kind of been to the top and is now falling off. I think Barber has everything to lose in this fight, where Grasso is just kind of, I don't think she has that motivation going into this fight that Barber's going to have. I think it's going to be very, very close, but I think Macy Barber is going to take this one by 29-28 split decision. I think she has the ability to land the more damaging shots, and Alexa Grasso is just going to visibly show more damage. Even though she may be able to work the grappling, hold Barber against the cage and kind of work in the clinch, I don't think it's going to be more effective than what we'll see Barber do on the feet before we get into those positions. Next up, we got Michael, don't talk about my mama, Chiesa versus Nico Price. It's a late notice fight for Nico Price, but it wasn't. He was going to lose anyway, to be honest. I'm going Michael Chiesa round 1 sub. I just think they're both past their primes, but Nico Price is just that much more past his prime and that much more terrible. Chiesa is a huge favorite, and I think it kind of makes sense. Nico Price is so beyond a winning UFC fighter right now, and Chiesa is actually on a 3-fight win streak. Granted, not the best competition, but he's still winning fights when Nico Price is just literally losing every time he's in there. So I think that's a pretty easy Michael Chiesa victory here. Next up, we got Lerone Douglas versus Julian Rosa. Lerone Douglas is making his UFC debut. He's on a 5-fight win streak. He did have some difficulty in his career coming up. He lost a few weird fights, but he has looked really good and really dangerous in his last 5 fights in that win streak. He's got some nasty power in his hands. He can put you out. The thing about him is he's kind of a little plotty boy. He kind of sits back and really picks his shots. He does throw leg kicks during these moments, but he doesn't really let his hands go as much as I'd like to see. He's going to want to keep this one on the feet. And I think Julian Erosa, a lot of his wins come from front choke. Guillotines, Darce chokes, things when guys are trying to initiate the grappling and he just kind of locks them up. I don't think Lerone Douglas is going to do that at all. I I think he's going to look to keep this one standing. I think he has good takedown defense to limit Erosa's ability to try to get this to the ground. And on the feet, Julian Erosa does get pretty wild in exchanges, and I don't think that's going to bode well for him against a big power puncher like Douglas. I'm going to say Douglas finds a shot, round 2 KO. Mansour Abdul-Malik versus Yusri Belgaroui. See, they were saying Belgaroui, but is it Belgaroui? Little E at the end of there, maybe. Belgaroui, whatever. I don't know, man. Sometimes I just look at tall motherfuckers and I'm like, you're going to get knocked out. Genuinely just looks like they're always going to get knocked out. Like Volkov, like James Vick, like those guys. The chin is so high. Their defensive striking isn't hands to the chin. It's like lean back and hope. And I think that's scary in this fight, because Abdul-Malik actually has the longer reach. So as dangerous as Belgaroui is with his elbows, with his knees, he has like really good snapping jabs. As dangerous as he is with all those weapons, I don't think he's going to expect, as he gets tired, Abdul-Malik to be within the range that he is to be able to hit him. Because he's a smaller guy, but has a longer reach. Like mentally, that kind of trips you up. So I think Yusri Belgaroui is going to be having some success. He's going to be looking good out there, landing big shots, maybe splitting Abdul-Malik open at times. But I think Belgaroui is going to lean back and get smoked because he thinks he's out of range, but he's not. And I think he's going to find that in round 2, KO. Next up, we got Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. Now, this one I've gone back and forth on so many times. I don't know. Because it's so hard with fucking Terrence McKinney. It's either like he finishes you in round 1, or he doesn't finish you and gets finished in round 1. It's frustrating. But here's my theory on this. So Kyle Nelson just fought Matt Frevola. Matt Frevola is kind of similar to Terrence McKinney, where he likes to find that firefight right off the hop. He likes to be in there and start throwing down. And Kyle Nelson was able to weather that storm a little bit, keep him on his back foot, survive the initial onslaught from Frevola. And I think, I don't know, a part of me wants to say McKinney's going to chin this guy, but I'm going to say that Nelson survives, keeps McKinney at bay in the first minute and a half. McKinney's going to gas out, adrenaline absolute to the roof, all the way down to the bottom. And Nelson's going to like land a shot while on the back foot, kind of chin McKinney, and then find a rear naked choke in round 1, putting McKinney not out cold, because McKinney's a tapper, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this one. It's a tough one, but that's kind of where I'm landing. Ignacio Bahamondes versus Tofik Musayev. I think Bahamondes is kind of better everywhere here, to be honest, especially on the feet. He is just the better all-around striker. So I think he's going to land a big body kick in round 2 and drop Tofik Musayev, and then finish it up via ground and pound in round 2. I also think Bahamondes has always been good at utilizing his range and utilizing his distance, but I think in this fight, he has such an advantage in that area against Musayev that it's going to be difficult for Musayev to get in close to where he wants to be, and Ignacio Bahamondes is just going to piece this guy up on the outside and eventually find a shot that puts him out. Easy as that. Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson Jr. Okay, Chase Hooper, like this guy, he's a child, dude. You would think guys that train their whole life would put on a bit more muscle, but he literally looks like every middle school boy going through puberty. It's kind of crazy, and I think he's actually he's a huge favorite here. It's kind of shocking to me. I think he might have a hard time with Lance Gibson Jr. Lance Gibson Jr. is a lot shorter. He's 5'9", Chase Hooper 6'1", and I don't think that's a good thing for Chase Hooper here, because I think that makes Lance Gibson the stockier, gravity-centered opponent, which makes it more difficult for Chase Hooper to get the takedown where he wants this fight to be, because Chase Hooper's not that good on the feet, never been that good on the feet. Lance Gibson Jr., he's really good on the outside, actually. He has decent striking, and I don't think Chase Hooper is going to be able to have his way with Lance Gibson Jr. as easily as these odds are suggesting. I actually think Lance Gibson Jr. is going to take this one. I think Chase Hooper might find a takedown at some point and steal a round, but I think Gibson's going to kind of figure that out, understand how he got there in the first place, and kind of learn from that throughout the fight, and ultimately land bigger shots on the feet, taking probably round 2 and round 3. Marcin Tybura, a great fighter, versus Tyrell Fortune. Yeah, Tybura is just old, man, and Fortune is actually a fucking killer. Like, this guy is deadly. He has insane power in his hands. He's putting everybody out. And I don't think this is going to be any different for Marcin Tybura. He just got put out by Ante Dalia, and that has not aged well at all. Fortune's going to find a round 1 KO here. You know, he is a great fighter. We'd all love to fight him. But Tyrell Fortune is just going to run through him here. Casey O'Neill versus Gabriela Fernandes. Okay, Casey O'Neill is on almost a 2-year layoff, like a year and 9 months. I don't know what's up with that. I completely forgot that she existed. Dude, what the fuck? What is that eye doing, bro? It looks like she's looking at something behind me. Dude, Casey O'Neill is so bad on the feet. So bad. I don't think she's going to be able to get this one done versus Gabriela Fernandes. I think Fernandes is going to stuff her takedowns and beat her up on the feet bad. Casey O'Neill just does not have a striking game. She reminds me of Erin Blanchfield a bit, but worse. But actually worse. And that is not going to bide well against Gabriela Fernandes, who has a really good boxing background. Good kicks, leg kicks, body kicks. Casey O'Neill is so counterable, and that is going to bide very, very well for Gabriela Fernandes here. And I think she finds a round 2 TKO, rocking Casey O'Neill badly and finishing her on the ground. Pick'em odds is kind of crazy. I think Casey O'Neill's a relatively big name, so I think that's kind of hyping her up a bit, but she's not good. Navajo Stirling versus Bruno Lopes. This one makes me nervous as well because Bruno Lopes he's pretty good. He did just get chinned by Dustin Jacoby, but we all know Dustin Jacoby's literally on a title run right now. We are on a title run. We are the next light heavyweight champion. No, Navajo Stirling. He has faced nobody. He has actually faced nobody. He hasn't gotten a finish since his debut on Dana White Contender Series. He's had 3 relatively not that good performances to make up or to start his UFC career here. He is 3-0, but they are all decisions. Meanwhile, this guy was supposed to be this guy who's knocking everyone out, and he hasn't even faced anyone that good, and he's not putting these guys away. At some point, push has got to shove. Either he's going to start finishing these guys, or guys are going to get in there, take him down, and actually test his ground game. He's a kickboxer. Let's test him. These city kickboxing guys don't actually have that good of takedown defense from what we've learned. It's all just a big plot, okay? If you get in there, you can take him down. And Bruno Lopes, he can do that. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He does have a lot of submissions. He is good on the ground. He is good at getting in close and working takedowns. So it does make me nervous. These odds are fucked. These odds are absolutely fucked. But he did get chinned by Dustin Jacoby, right? And Navajo Stirling's kind of like a younger Dustin Jacoby. I don't think he has the kind of sneaky power Jacoby does. So I still think he's going to go to another decision. But I think he wins like round 1 and round 2. And I think Bruno Lopes kind of slimes out round 3 using the grappling, maybe getting close to a submission, but Navajo Stirling might like defend it nicely. I think he's going to win, but I think this is a lot closer than the odds are making it. Ricky Simón versus Adrian Yanez. I'm going to go Ricky Simón here. I just think he's better all around. I think he's better everywhere. Ricky Simón kind of beats everyone that's not the best. So like he's lost to like Mario Batista, Song Yadong, but then he beats like Farid Basharat and whoever else you can think of. Who did he head kick? Oh, that was Farid Basharat. Oh, like Jack Shore, Cameron Smotherman, dudes like that. Like he beats those guys and then loses to everyone else. And I think Adrian Yanez kind of is more on that Farid Basharat wavelength. He's not that top contender. He's not making moves in the rankings anytime soon. I think Ricky Simón's going to find a 29-28 decision here. I think Adrian Yanez might find some success in like the first or second round with leg kicks. He does have decent leg kicks. He has good blitzing, striking ability. But I think Ricky Simón's going to weather the storm and ultimately take this one. Alexa Thainara versus Bruna Brasil. Bruna Brasil's taking this on relatively short notice, and she just has looked so bad. I'm not falling for her again. I'm not picking her again because she doesn't fucking do anything in there. She just sticks to the outside and pit-pats like nothing and just plays defensive striking. It's so frustrating. Alexia Thainara is actually a pretty devastating striker. She has good spinning attacks, good kicks, and I think she's going to land a shot. Big shot to the body of Bruna Brasil. Big kick, maybe like a spinning heel kick, kind of like what we saw Max Holloway land on Justin Gaethje, except like to the liver, because Bruna Brasil has a pretty high guard against the cage. Boom, right in the body, drop her, finish her on the ground. Plain and simple. Thainara round 1 KO, and that's my picks for UFC Seattle. That is all of them put together here in a nice, compact style, fashion. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like and subscribe. That's it.